China backs U.S. Russia deal Syria given 1 week to allow access to weapons. Leading China yesterday welcomed to deal between the U.S. and Russia to eliminate Syria chemical weapons which headed on the prospect of U.S. strike against
against the regime against the Damascus regime. China backs U.S., the USA, America. This is a headline. It'll always be short and to the point. It won't be United States of America spelled out. No, it'll be U.S. Russia deal. That's the headline. You'll get a short statement in the headline so that you can understand basically what the article is about. It's not about Thailand. It's not about England. It's not about property in France. No, it's about a U.S.-Russia deal. It's got nothing to do with Thailand in this case, or Australia, or New Zealand. Why? Because it says in the headline, U.S.-Russia, boom, that's it, deal. So let me explain. This is the headline that you would see today in the Bangkok Post, September 16th, 2013. You look in the paper, there it is. China is behind or supports the U.S.-Russia arrangement, a deal.
Yes.
Somehow they came to an agreement about something. What? We don't know yet. We'll find out when we read the article. But the U.S. and Russia agreed to something. They have a deal. What is the deal? Well, anyway, we know that, and in part 2 of the headline, we know that Syria, the country that's in the headlines today because of the civil war, number 1, there, and number 2, the use of chemical weapons of about 10 days ago, or 15 days ago now, against the people in Syria, killing a number of people. Syria is given 1 week, 7 days. If it's a 7-day week, maybe they're talking a work week, I don't know. But they're given, we know that 1 week to allow the access, permit U.S., Russia, and the United Nations Security Council investigators access, the ability for to give the permission for the UN inspectors to have access to the chemical weapons that are the big question in Syria today and has caused all this trouble around the world. Everybody arguing about what to do about it. So, with the China is behind and supports the arrangement between the United States and Russia. And it says, Syria, you have 1 week to allow us in to have access to those chemical weapons. 1 week, and that's it. The news came from where? It came from Beijing. It didn't come from Bangkok, it didn't come from Sydney, and it didn't come from London or Washington, D.C. It came from Beijing, this particular news, because it's talking about, in this case, China's actions. China supports U.S.-Russia arrangement, backs U.S.-Russia deal. You see words like this turn up in headlines because they're short. Save space in the paper. Could have been China supports U.S.-Russia arrangement. No. Backs U.S.-Russia deal. That's why it's a headline. China yesterday, could have been Sunday, depending on where we were and what the time was, but anyway, China yesterday, welcome, oh, very good, very good, very good, glad to know that there's an arrangement between the U.S. and Russia to eliminate, get rid of, eliminate, go, eliminate, no longer allow Syria's chemical weapons, poison gas, some type of poison that cause you to die if you breathed it in, chemical weapons, which headed off the prospect. The deal will eliminate the weapons and head off, block, stop, to change direction of the possibility, the prospect of the United States attacking Syria, striking them, kaboom, heading off the prospect, the idea, the possibility that the U.S. would attack the Syrian government, also known as the Damascus regime. Damascus is what?
It's the capital of Syria.
There you have it right there. Damascus is the capital city of Syria. And it is run by the government, which they refer to as the regime, the ruling group at the moment.
Yes.
We are the ruling regime. We are the leaders of Syria and Damascus at this particular time. So the deal, the prospect, the arrangement stopped at the U.S. strikes against Damascus because, as you may remember, a few weeks ago, they were ready to launch an attack. But the deal stopped it.
Yeah.
At least for the moment. Because Syria has 1 week to give permission, allow the UN inspectors access the presence of the weapons. To go see, to look, oh, there they are, there they are, there they are. Access to the weapons. Any questions about this?
Regime.
Government.
Yeah, the ruling group.
Yeah.
It could be a king, it could be a president, it could be 10 people, they're all one. The regime, whatever it happens to be. You have the words reign, rule, all kind of similar to a regime. The ruling group could be a king, a president, a prime minister, whatever. The party, the group that is in charge of the country, the regime. Damascus is the capital of Syria. That's where the government is located, in Damascus. So if there were going to be any strikes by the United States or by the UN, United Nations, they would be in Damascus and against the Damascus ruling group, headed by Mr. Assad at the moment. Eliminate, get rid of, access, opportunity to see and deal with, access to the weapons, the guns, in this case, the chemical weapons, which are extremely dangerous and can be obviously fatal if you're in any proximity to where they go off.
The last one.
Yeah. If you can't see, come closer.
China backs U.S.-Russian deal. Syria given 1 week to allow access the weapons. Beijing, China yesterday welcomed the deal between the U.S. and Russia to eliminate Syria chemical weapons, which headed off the prospect of us strike against the democracy regime. Regime.
I'm sorry, what did you say? Oh, very good. Well, anyway, to eliminate Syria's chemical weapons, which headed off the prospect of U.S. strikes against the Damascus regime. Go ahead, give it a try.
China backed US-Russia deal. Syria given 1 week to allow access to weapons. Beijing. China yesterday welcomed the deals between the US and Russia to eliminate Syria chemical weapons, which heads off the prospect of US strikes against the Damascus regime.
Right. Welcome the deal to allow access to weapons. China yesterday welcomed the deal between the U.S. and Russia to eliminate Syria's chemical weapons, which headed off the prospect of U.S. strikes against the Damascus regime. Very good.
What is the meaning of regime?
That's why you gotta come at early. It's about the 4th time I've had to say what. Yeah, right. Well, I explained what regime was at 25 minutes after 9. I only give it one time. No, it's the ruling group, the regime, the group, the king, the president, the body of people or whatever that are in charge of the government of this particular country, the regime. In Bangkok is the regime of the king of Thailand. In the United States is the government, the so-called regime of Barack Obama, the president and his ruling group. You don't hear the word regime referred to it very often. But in this case, it's the Damascus, Syria ruling group, the government of Syria.
Teacher, the last question. Headed of the prospect. What is the meaning? Headed of the prospect.
Yeah, well, let's put it this way. Before the agreement, before the deal, there was the possibility, very strong possibility, that the U.S. would attack with missiles, kaboom, a possibility, attacking with missiles. However, the deal, for the moment at least, has removed that possibility. In other words, it was going just like that, and all of a sudden the deal just kind of headed off, changed the direction of the move.
Change the targets.
Right. What's this guy trying to do?
He would like to know the basic class.
Stranger.
Yeah, some other place. Anyway, they were going to attack, but the deal changed the possibility, removed, at least for the moment, the possibility, headed off to basically block or change direction of the possibility that there would be an attack. In other words, there was an attack coming, but the deal took it away, at least for the moment. Because why? Because they have 1 week. And if they don't, the possibility of the strike could return. Because they were told, you have 1 week to let us enter the room, access the place where the weapons are stored. 1 week. If you don't do it, whoa, strike, possibly come up again. Any other questions about this particular segment, the headline, the idea of a headline, the date line, the place where the story came from, Beijing, and it's talking about China yesterday welcomed the news. Any other questions about the vocabulary, pronunciation, chemical, access, Damascus, the road to Damascus, very famous road, years and years ago. Syria. Okay, very good.
Syria.
Elim in a. Elim in a. How do you pronounce that? How do you pronounce it? Eliminate. 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 And what does it mean? It means to remove completely, to eliminate, means to get rid of, to remove completely.
Eliminate is mean not move.
Not move?
Not move. Move is
to remove, to get rid of. In other words, if I say, unfortunately, Mr. Eck, you are eliminated from the class. Gone, out the door, never come back. That means eliminate. So, in other words, Russia, the deal eliminated Syria's chemical weapons. To get rid of completely. No more ever again. To remove entirely. To eliminate Syria's chemical weapons. You understand what I'm saying?
Eliminate. It's a mean. Syria. In the area not move.
To eliminate means to get rid of. To have no more. Gone. In other words, if I said you're eliminated, to get rid of, to remove, eliminate.
Thank you.
If I tried to eliminate any questions, I would remove every possible question. No questions, no eliminate. Any other questions? Okay.
กำจัดออกไปกำจัดขจัดทำลาย
ดูข่าวว่าจะได้แล้วสอนต้องอ่านสอนภาษาไทยแล้วจะรู้ ที่บอกต้องอะไรนะให้เคลียร์พวกเคมีภายในนี้กันโอ้ยอย่าลบกันเลยเดี๋ยวพุ่งตก
All right, let's see if we can. This will be the second part of the same article. See if you can understand what it is.
Yes, sir.
ลบกันแล้วต้องสูญเสียบุคลากร
ติดต่อร่วมต่อร่วมมาก
พอจะเชียงใหม่